Think about how much energy and time and training and preparation goes into like a moment in time.
Yeah.
Like, it's meant to be enjoyed.
That's here. And then we've got these just two handhelds. These will be frozen. And you want to go ahead and have your electrolytes in there as your precision electrolyte mix. Just to recap, Margaret's doing the nutrition, hydration on the body. So she's responsible for taking your vest off, giving you your handhelds there. Mom is in charge of the icing. So pulling both in your arm sleeves, your bandana, and then sponging. Mike T is in charge of recording the nutrition, meaning like just any of the wrappers we collect, being aware of how much he's eaten. Also providing that information to Margaret in case it seems like he
It was my first Western, so I didn't really have any expectations going in other than to have a good time and like push myself really hard. And I just remember moments on the race course where I just had so much fun and excitement. Like I remember running into Robinson Flat and like seeing my crew after like running 20 miles through the snow and just feeling like so much gratitude that I was like here in this race on the biggest stage. And so it was like moments where I could see my crew like coming into the aid station. Those were really special moments because the thing I love about ultra running and about Western States in particular is that being around your crew and having this experience with your crew was like so valuable and so special.
Or watermelon.
We have everything like lined up. Yeah, and so let's put some ice.
Our goal here is we're gonna set up a cooling station. So we've got sponges and we're just gonna cool him down even though it's really not that hot. I just feel like getting on top of it early is a good idea before he goes into canyons because we're not gonna see him for another 26 miles. That's just a strategy to kind of like keep him cool so he can continue to eat just from like internally, and then also we have the bandana, so we're gonna cool him
One
externally.
thing that I
as
really
well.
channeled a lot in this race last year is thinking about all the people that were behind me, especially like the LGBTQ community. I was like thinking about them a lot and how, you know, very few people who are queer identifying were able to run this race. And actually to this point, I remember at Robinson Flats, which is like the 100K mark, I remember rolling into that aid station and so many people were like screaming for me. I saw like pride flags all over the place. I remember like yelling at the crowd and the crowd like responded back with like 10 times the energy. And like that was like a moment that made me realize like how much community support I have.
Yeah, Ryan! Woo! Woo!
Just in the creek like 5 seconds.
Okay, do you want any water while you're here? Can I take your gloves out of there?
Yeah.
Are we done?
Wait, wrong shoe.
The hat is in the pack in the back.
That would be a good look.
All right, inner.
Go, Ryan. Okay, where's the ice bandana?
The bandana's going to be too bulky.
There.
We weren't as organized for this first round, but also it's not hot, so I don't think we decided to not go with the ice bandana. It is what it is. It is what it is. Exactly.
I love bringing communities together, and I really enjoy helping create the environment for people to write their own stories and have a memorable, life-changing experience. Totally mesmerized and taken by by the race and the trail and the community, the people that come here every year from around the world.
Being around your crew and having this experience with your crew was like so valuable and so special. One other moment that stood out to me is I remember coming out of the canyon section going into Michigan Bluff.
Team goal. And he earned his way back to the. And we're waiting for Ryan to come through.
I felt like complete garbage at this point. This was like one of my lowest parts in the race. And I remember going into the aid station, I took a moment to like sit down in the chair. My crew was doing all sorts of stuff, like putting ice into my bandana.
Okay, careful taking it out.
Just want new socks?
Okay, can you get my legs but not get my shoes wet? Yep.
Nice, good job, Jenny.
We need more fuel, you guys.
Oh, my Achilles is chafing. I'm gonna have to take off my shoe. And
I like took this moment to just like relax, and I remember Tim Tolfson came in to like me and said like, Ryan,
Like you're on 15-10 pace.
Really?
Like
oh my gosh.
these guys are flying. Don't even let them get in your head.
and it like hit me at that moment that I was like, actually, I'm like hitting my goal right now. I need to take a moment to just like regather myself and like send it after that. And I remember I felt like $1 million coming out of Michigan Bluff. And after that aid station, I just had so much fun, and really like my lows ended after that point. I just kept thinking about this vision of me like hitting the track with like my like pride flag and like representing like such a large community that might not feel included in trail running or might not have the opportunity to run Western States. Like that community behind me and like them cheering me on was like such a huge like performance enhancer.
Yeah, baby. The shoe's hurting in front of you, too.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I feel great.
You look amazing, baby. You got this.
One of my biggest learnings from last year's Western States is that you can balance joy and fun and enjoying yourself, but also being like a serious competitor. And I think that's something that is really unique to me as a racer and someone who commits so much as a professional in this sport. That balance is what brings the best out of me on race day. But like, we need to remember that we're racing because we enjoy this, like at the end of the day. And I think I can balance that while also being super serious and focused to, you know, get that podium. The biggest change this year from last year's Western to this year's Western training block is that I'm actually doing more volume. I think last year I was a little bit more conservative. And so with my training this year, more volume, more vert, and I'm responding really well to it. So I think that's gonna translate really well to performance. And actually last year I hurt my ankle at the end of May. So I was like actually out for like a big week for about 1 week where I had to go cycling and I couldn't run. So I think with, you know, preventing another injury going into this Western, I think my fitness is just gonna be so much better. And I'm just excited to see what that turns into from like a race perspective.